Good afternoon, brothers and sisters in the Lord. I'm doing this short video just to share some thoughts. I've been talking to some people about the Lord today. I find whenever I post about God somewhere, people always come on there, first of all, with negative comments. Sometimes they change their minds and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they stay negative comments and sometimes they listen to what I say and actually ask me good questions. And I had one lady today who has terminal cancer saying to me, your Jesus isn't real, or isn't my Jesus, and said, why is he giving me terminal cancer if he's real? So I explained to her that everyone dies at some point in their life. My mum died of COVID last year, and my cousin died before he was 19 in a car crash. So people die all the time at different times, and it's appointed once for a man to die, or a woman obviously, and after the judgment, where we will be judged by the Lord for our life. And if we've accepted Jesus Christ and accepted the fact and believed the fact that we are sinners, and changed our mind about it, repented towards God and said we're sorry for our sin, and we accept the payment that Jesus made on the cross for us, then we should be saved. It's as simple as that. And he loves us and wants no one to go to hell. That's why when Adam messed up, Jesus stepped down, the second Adam, the last Adam, to pay the price for us on the cross so we could be saved. So when people ask me that, I always say, well, if you have Jesus, accept Jesus now for your sin, he becomes your advocate, your attorney, your defense lawyer on the day of judgment. So when you're there, you won't be condemned to hell. You'll be let off for your crimes, as it were. And you can enter into heaven. It's because Jesus paid for you. It comes from true repentance, though. Down here, we have to believe and be truly repentant on this planet before we go, that we know we are sinners, and God knows if we're just saying things for just saying it. He knows the heart, and he knows if we really are believing and knowing we're sinners and that he died for us. He'll know that, so we can't pull the wool over God's eyes. But people say, "Oh, I'm not a sinner. I'm not a sinner," and that's pride. God resists the humble, but resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. So sometimes we need to be humble in order to receive the gospel, and also show humility towards others when they're coming to hear the gospel, because at the point they're at, they might be angry and bitter because of things the devil's told them or the world. So we need to be patient with them and long-suffering, and just go the extra mile, tell them about Jesus, even if they get nasty at first, or even leave it in a nasty way. As long as you don't get into arguments and attack people, then you've done the right thing. And one day, if they haven't believed yet, they will do in the end one day, and God will see that. And you can have that to take with you to heaven, knowing that you've brought someone else into heaven. I mean, the thought of when I heard about this woman recently who died, and I knew she wasn't saved, and I knew she'd gone to hell, and the feeling of her knowing that she's lost and she's gone to hell, every time I look at her picture, I know that's where she is, because she didn't receive Jesus. She didn't say any profession of believing in Jesus or God on where she was going, and she was just making death look like it was a beautiful thing and a wonderful way to end, and that was it. And that was all you get, and off you go, and that's the end. But it isn't. It isn't the end. It's just the beginning. Thank God we have hope. We're actually all made. As soon as we're made to go on forever somewhere. Nobody's ever made and then they die and that's it. We're all made to live on forever somewhere. God is eternal, and we are also people who are created in God's image, that when we die, we can have the choice to go on to be with Christ, or we can go on to be in hell. So the gospel is the most important message anyone will ever tell you, and it's only through Jesus Christ that you get into heaven, not through any other things, not good works or adding to it. It's just through believing what he did for us on the cross.